share the screen and then we are going to start our lecture. Fahad is missing, but I believe he will join later. Okay, so is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So we were studying about biological molecules previously. So Ganya, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ganya, could you like sum up what are biological molecules?
Ma'am, biological molecules are like chemical compounds that are found inside living organisms.
Very good, Ganya. So we have studied about some of the biological molecules. Have we started? Okay, so we have seen the structure of the biological molecules. We know that some are large molecules, their subunits are monomers, while these monomers they join together to form polymers, right? And some examples of polymers were polysaccharides, proteins, DNA and RNA, and things like that. Now we have to start from an important biological molecule that is called as carbohydrates, right? So this is the first biological molecule that we need to study. You know that this carbohydrate, it is made up of three things, three important things that are carbon, hydrogen,
Hydrogen and oxygen.
very good, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay. So the simple sugars that
Glucose
come,
and fruit.
yes, very good. The simple sugars are called as, they are the glucose, or you can say it is the simplest carbohydrate, right? And then we could have some complex materials as well that come under the,
Disaccharides,
yes, the complex,
maltose and sucrose.
very good. The complex materials could be maltose, sucrose. Other than that, we can have starch.
Polysaccharides, starch, glycogen and cellulose.
Good. These are some of the examples. Now, what is glucose? So actually, it is called a common, it's a common monosaccharide, right? It's a common monosaccharide unit or sugar, and it has the formula that is C6, H12, and O6, right? And usually the glucose is found in, you can say that usually it is shown in ring structure, right? So actually this glucose is a monosaccharide. What is the meaning of monosaccharide?
Ma'am, it is the simple most unit,
Yes,
and it, the other more complex chains are built primarily from the basic
very
unit,
good.
which is
That's
glucose.
absolutely correct. Then we can have a look at a disaccharide. For example, we can take an example of
Maltose,
maltose. Yes. What's maltose? That's a disaccharide. That means this is made up of two units of monosaccharides, right? Suppose here you have a monosaccharide and then you have another monosaccharide. So actually in disaccharide, you have two monosaccharides joined together to form a disaccharide. Di means two, right? Now see, in case of maltose, right? In case of maltose, these both monosaccharides are particularly the glucose, right? This glucose and glucose, they combine to make, you can say it,
ma'am.
Murder.
Ma'am, so is it C12, H24 and O12 for uh, maltose?
I'm going to tell you its formula. It's actually C12, H24,
H20
and
and
O11.
then O11? Yeah,
Yes,
O11.
that's the okay, that's the formula for disaccharide. So actually you can say monosaccharides. We could characterize monosaccharides as their single sugar molecules, right? Where disaccharides, they are, you can say, two sugar units or two sugar molecules joined together. And then we have the polysaccharides. What are polysaccharides?
Ma'am, they consist of multiple mono, mono, monomers as
Very good.
chains.
You can simply say that they have many sugar units joined together, right? Such as starch and cellulose, right? Is that clear till here, Huma and Laiba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any question you want to ask me? You are open to ask. Try to you have it. Starts from here. Oxygen, OH group attached here. Then you have an OH group attached here. Then here OH group. Then here OH group. And at this end, you have CH2OH. Right? This is how the structure of glucose looks like. Okay. Now we could see glycogen. Okay, students, what are glycogen?
Ma'am, it's a complex sugar.
Good. It's actually made up of many glucose units. So what do we call it? A disaccharide or a monosaccharide?
Polysaccharide.
Good. It's actually called as a polysaccharide. So this glycogen is actually, you can say, it's a storage form of glucose in animal cells, right?
Ma'am,
So
starch is the
yes,
ma'am, and starch is the storage form in plants.
very good. The starch is the storage form in plants. Now, what happens inside the human body when the body needs to store glucose, so that is stored into the glycogen form that is also called as the inactive form of glucose, right? So this happens in case of, especially it happens in liver and muscles. Is that clear?
Ma'am,
Yes,
so to convert glycogen into glucose, we need glucagon, right?
yes. And its structure is, you can say, it is highly branched chains of glucose. Okay. So if you need to convert, what to do if you need to convert a glycogen into glucose?
Glucagon.
First, could you name this process? This process is called glycogen, glycogen, glycogenolysis, right? That is the breakdown of glycogen, that is the storage form of glucose found in the liver and muscles into glucose when the body needs energy, right? This is done when the body needs energy. So it needs to convert the glycogen into glucose. Okay. And also this glycogen, you can say it is not very soluble in water. You can say it is less soluble in water, right? Then we can move on to the starch. What is starch? This starch is also made up of, it's also made up of long chains of glucose units, right? And we know that it is found in plant cells. And you can say in plant cells, it is the main energy storage compound, right? And where it is stored inside plants, in which organelles? In plants, it is stored in chloroplasts, right? Or you can say in storage organs. What are the storage organs that are present in plants? That are like tubers, such as potatoes. That is one kind of tubers. Is that clear? Again, you can say the starch is also, it is less soluble in water. Then we can have a look at cellulose. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. Now this cellulose, you can say, it is also made of even longer chains of glucose, right? Even more longer chains than glycogen and starch. And you can say that the chains, they group into fibers, right? And those fibers are actually, they're helpful forming a rigid plant cell wall, right? And we know that why are these fibers very important? So you can say that these fibers, they give strength to plant cells. That's actually the job of cellulose, right? Those fibers that are present in cellulose, they give strength to plant cells, and they're only visible under a microscope. And also, this cellulose, you can say it is not soluble in water. Is that clear till here, children? Then we have to move towards the other biological molecule that is called as lipid. So we say that the lipids, they are energy rich molecules, right? And they're also made up of three important things that are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right? So we say when solid, we call these lipids fats. And when they are liquid, we call them oils, right? So we have to see the structure of lipids. Okay, so could you tell me anything about the structure of lipids? We know that we have in structure of lipids, we have one glycerol molecule, and that one glycerol molecule is attached to, or you can say it is joined to, three fatty acids. So here you can see that you have this is one glycerol molecule, and with that glycerol molecule, you have three fatty acids chains connected, right? All of them are fatty acids. And this is the glycerol. And we call it a triglyceride. Right? And you can say this is the most common type of lipid that is found in food and body fat. Okay. Yes, children. Okay, first we will be having a look at the okay. So actually you were asking for a chemical formula, right? Mibsam, chemical formula of triglyceride. Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is like carbon is attached to carbon. So in one glycerol molecule, you have this is the three carbon chain that is connected to H, and OH.
Okay.
And here it is
Uh,
connected to OH,
and this
hydrogen.
is for glycerol.
Yeah, this is actually glycerol molecule.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, is the difference between unsaturated and saturated fatty as lipids? Is it the double bonds between
Yes,
carbon carbon,
exactly.
alkene and alkanes?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me finish with this, and I'm going to tell you that like that is that also. See, this is again so OH, right? So this was the structure of glycerol, and this is the structure of three fatty acids, right? And what happens
And
when
what
they
is,
combine?
ma'am,
Yes, Mipsam, what were you saying?
what is the R?
It's for
Uh,
alkyl group.
oh,
Now, how do they combine? Like, how do this glycerol combines with the three fatty acids? This is the basic structure, and then what happens? Here, they combine at this end. So actually, there's a formation of bond, right? This is how they are connected in a chain. Now, this could be called as a triglyceride, right? Now we can have a look at saturated and unsaturated lipids. Okay, see. In saturated lipids, all carbons in the fatty acid
single bond.
chains, they are joined by single bonds, right? While in case of unsaturated lipids, what happens that there is
Double bond.
at least one double bond present between carbon atoms in the fatty acid chain, right? What's like what is a saturated fatty acid?
And with joined by a single carbon-carbon bond.
Good. While in case of unsaturated fatty acids,
You need at least
according to this double bond and single bond, saturated lipids must be solid or liquid at room temperature. So the saturated fatty acid, due to the presence of single bond, they are usually solid at room temperature. Right? What could be the example of that? For example, animal fat. Other than that, you can have an example of uh, butter, right? Also, in case of unsaturated fatty acids, they are usually liquid at room temperature. Right? What could be the examples for that? It could be either olive oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil, right? What could be the sources in case of saturated fatty acids? The sources in case of saturated fatty acids could be, you can say that mostly they are found in animal fats. Suppose it could be in meat, cheese, and butter. In case of in case of unsaturated acids, the sources are mostly found in plant oils, right? And fish oils as well. Okay. So could any one of you could tell me what are the health impacts of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids?
and
Yes.
uh, uh, for unsaturated lipids. If
Hmm.
the sources, if fish oil is a source, then can it be a source of vitamin C for the human body?
Yes. But my question is that what do you consider more healthier? Either it is the saturated lipids or the unsaturated lipids. Any one of you could answer me that. Yes, Huma, what do you think?